What up, guys, and welcome to the show. What I've got for you today is Historic Ultimatum Best of 1. So there I was, one night grinding top mythic. I realized I'd lost this deck every single time I played it. It was just too fast. I wasn't running any graveyard interaction or anything like that, and I just felt like it was unfair how quickly he could demolish me. So I went ahead and crafted the deck. I did a little bit of research with Frank Dooley. Now, Frank Dooley has a really interesting version of this deck, but I think for my money, this is the way I'm going to go with it, because the ratios are in check, the combo ratios. Now, if you remember last week, I was running Timeless Death's Looting combo, that cheesy combo deck, the 8-12-12, 8 reanimates, 12 discards, 12 dudes. Well, I've got these sorted into piles, and you can see we've got 8 reanimates and 10 dudes. So that's what this combo is built off of. This version also has more gas, since in Historic you don't need to worry about getting hand hate and figuring that whole thing out. This one, you're just all in, so you can run things like Faithless Looting, Otherworldly Gaze, get your deck stacked perfectly, and then combo off on turn 2 or turn 3. So how does the combo work? Well, it's got two aspects of it. Aspect number 1, Scholar of the Lost Trove. So when this bad boy hits the battlefield, we've got 10 big spells in our deck. 10 dudes, 10 spells. He'll target one of those spells and cast it for free. Emergent Ultimatum is your main target here. This will go grab 3 spells in your library, and then you'll cast 2 of those spells. And basically, anytime you cast 2 spells in this deck, the game's over. So that's pretty simple, right? Get Scholar of the Lost Trove, get a big card in your graveyard, and reanimate the dude to cast the spell. And then we've got reanimate path number 2, Conspiracy Unraveler. This card, when it's in play, you just have to sacrifice cards from your graveyard into exile until you reach 10 mana symbols. So from your graveyard, exiling one of these big cards with maybe one of the small cards, that's enough to cast one of the crazy big cards from your hand for free. You cast Breach, Breach hits a Scholar of the Lost Trove, Scholar of the Lost Trove comes in, hits Breach again, and eventually you roll your way into casting Expropriate and Verdant Rejuvenation. This will time walk your opponent, so you just get to play again for free, and now you've got all these big dudes on the battlefield. Basically, you just shut them down, win the game. I like to run Sire of Insanity as a one-of, because Verdant Rejuvenation will hit that, and then everyone discards their hand, and that's really strong. So another super interesting card that I have as a one-of is Capricious Hellraiser. When this card hits the battlefield, it'll target one of the spells in your graveyard at random, but with Conspiracy Unraveler, you can exile everything from your graveyard until there's only one card left. So you basically get a targeted additional Breach for free. Also, if your Persist combo maybe gets counterspelled or something, you can just hard cast the Hellraiser and luck into a Breach for free, win the game. Now this is a super thin version of the list. Other lists out there might run something to guarantee the win after you go off with a Breach. This version, however, does not. Now, it's not like we're just lucking into the win. This is a very, very reliable combo. However, it does miss sometimes, but it's never actually missed in a way that's made me lose the game. So take that to the bank. This is the thin version to run, and let's get into the matches. Right into the matches, we've got Faithless Looting, Scholar, Breach. First match, we got the combo. The turn 2. Ocelot Pride, that's strong. Holy shoot, holy cow, holy moly, that card is strong. Oh, and then he gets a card from Esper Sentinel too? Crazy. Alright, so we Scholar into a Breach. Just normal stuff. Check our graveyard, make sure we have another spell to target. We've got another Breach. Okay. So we go grab the Scholar. And then we guess we start up their combo, right? We'll get the Soul Warden first. This is the Naya combo, so if we can get Naya, Val, and Trelia, we don't even need to cast one of our big spells. Alright, so we got Conspiracy Unraveler, and we got Trelisa, and Val. Okay, so we need one more Breach and we win the game. With their own combo. Alright, Trelisa Lara comes into play. So there's a Breach and a Capricious Hellraiser. This is before I figured it out, but I can straight up cast Capricious Hellraiser with the Conspiracy and exile everything but Breach and win the game right here. But I'm just like, oh, I'll get 10. Okay, well, I kind of want Breach. I guess I'll take Omniscience. Yeah, and now we'll randomly hit it, right? But it can be deterministic if we want it to be, so... Alright, well, we got Ultimatum anyways. We'll find Breach. We'll assemble his combo. Win the game. Good luck finding an opponent who will let us finish the combo, by the way, so you might need to use your imagination a bit. Into the next battle, we've got Otherworldly Gaze. And then we got a 2-drop. We've got Death already. Opponent's on Eldrazi. They play a 2-2 on its own. Okay. So they're an aggro version. End of turn. Otherworldly Gaze. Well, we've got a decent spell in our graveyard with Expropriate. So now we just need to... Now we need to get Scholar in there somehow. Surveil 5. Oh, just a bunch of dudes, man. So we're going to take a looting, and we can looting Scholar into the graveyard. And we'll have 3 mana, so we can looting and Death, same turn. So he burns his K command on himself. That was a huge mistake. You're playing against a graveyard deck, and that's your only graveyard hate. Thought-Knot Seer comes out. He's going to take Life and Death, but intelligently we stacked our deck already, and there's another one coming. And he takes Gaze. Interesting. It wouldn't have mattered. We have a second Death in our deck, and he already used his graveyard hate. He's got no mana, so it's gonna be pretty safe. We can Death, Ultimatum, win the game. Will opponent let us combo off? Nope. They never do. So why would you run a version of this deck that's more reliable after the combo? They always concede once you get to the combo. So just run the thinnest top end list you can, and you'll be doing good, at least in best of 1. So playing Eldrazi, he's got Chalice of the Void. That's annoying. Chalice on 1. Whew. It's okay, we've got other cards to play. Just a 3/3 for 3. Okay. So on their turn, we have Izzet's Charm. Chalice comes down for 2. Okay, that's big. Izzet Charm coming in clutch. So there's the Persist. Only thing is, yeah, we got no cards. So I'm gonna stick these in our graveyard. In case we need it for Conspiracy Unraveler. Well, we've got nothing else to do, so now's a good time to test out Flashback. This is just scientific proof that Chalice still counters 1-drops with Flashback. So, now you know. You're welcome. So now, if we hit any of our 2-drops, we could probably combo off. We're at 4 mana, Persist is 2 mana, and he uses a K command on himself. What is he doing? Why would you do that? There's no excuse. You're a top guy. You don't do that. Suppose he could have Karn. Glaring Fleshraker. It's that Heralds comes down. And now we're dead next turn. Moment of truth. Do we draw the 2-drop? Nope. Nope. GG. Right into the next battle. We've got ways to stack our deck. So we're going to draw that Persist for sure. We're playing a really fast deck, and we're kind of a slow version of our deck right now. So I think we're probably still faster than Wizards. So he's got triple prowess on the stack. Okay, so there's a Scholar. We draw another Breach. Not great. Okay. Dig 5. And we don't find it again. Okay, so I think we keep looting here. Because we have 3 mana. Ooh. That card sucks. Damn, we still don't find it. Okay. Alright. So we play the land and we gaze on their turn. Brutal. And we find it. Easy game. Alright, we go Scholar, and Scholar will target Breach. Breach will flip over dudes. We have Conspiracy Unraveler in the graveyard, 2 Breaches in hand. Yeah, easily put that together. Anyway, we've got 3 land and no 1-drop. This is a tough keep, except we kind of have a lot of the combo pretty close. If we were on the draw, I'd think about mulliganing, but we can be a little bit slow on the play. And we're playing an 81% player, so no worries there. Alright, we keep Is It Charm up for something big that he plays, or we can just draw discard. Okay. Let's see what we find. More garbage. And there's the Scholar, but we've got no way to discard it. Ugh. Gross. Opponent buries alive. Oh, gross. Yeah, I think this keep might have been bad. We have so much gas. I think we're running like 14 surveils and stuff like that, so. Alright, pack it in. Next battle, we've got another keep with no 1-drop. Questionable. Very questionable for sure. Yeah, this is not the greatest. We kind of need to keep looting here. If we keep looting in a land, oh my god. So if we keep looting in a land, we can cycle through our cards and hit Scholar in the graveyard. But I think I found a way with Conspiracy Unraveler to cast Ultimatum, since we have so many cards in our graveyard now. So that's 2, 2, so 4, 5, 6. Yeah, I totally missed that. Damn. So we're planning on casting Gaze on their turn, and then going the Conspiracy Unraveler route. So opponents on big dudes and ramp. He's got a shifting woodland in play, so next turn we're looking at something painful. It's do or die. Need a big card in the graveyard. There's big cards. We did it. Easy win. Alright, Ultimatum, we're gonna pay with... No, we don't want to pay with Breach. Life counts as 3. I guess we pay with Breach. Alright, we made it to the combo. Since we've got cards in hand, I'm thinking Omniscience, Expropriate, and Rejuvenation. Makes a lot of sense. The Expropriate is a time walk. The Omniscience is we can cast spells from our hand. So we'll cast Omniscience first, and then we'll time walk. They take time, so we double time walk. They could have taken money, and we could have taken we could have stolen the Shifting Woodlands. But instead, we Scholar and Ultimatum again. So now we can Rejuvenation, Breach, and I guess Scholar. I mean, or Looting, I guess. Since we already have Scholars in hand. Alright, so we will Looting first. Get rid of Gaze and Vents. And this is how Rejuvenation works. Dudes on the battlefield. We're going to cast Rejuvenation again to get all of our dudes into play. Well, this is just enough since we have double time walk. There's no reason to keep going. I mean, he's playing a combo deck too, like, right? It's not like he's playing this super fair deck. He's playing ranked combo against ranked combo. Just a little sportsmanship. That's all I'm asking. Ice and me. What a prick. Alright, into the next battle. We've got Gaze and 3 Persists. So I'm thinking Gaze turn 1, Gaze turn 2, win the game. Looting, that's good too. Well, we don't have any cards, right, that we want to put in the graveyard yet. So let's Gaze first and see where we go. Double Ramping Elves. Triple Ramping Elves. So they're going to go off next turn. But they have a really tough time winning on turn 3, so I'm not too worried about it. Yeah, I'm even sticking Death in the graveyard at this point. So we've got Otherworldly Gaze this turn, and then on our turn we can Looting and Persist. So likelihood we go off is pretty high. On the draw versus Elves, Collected Company comes out. Alright, so he's doing some elf bullshit. Alright, we get the gaze, we land the scholar. Should be enough. And we land a breach. That's big. Super big. I get rid of Death just so we have more cards to play with Conspiracy Unraveler. He's tapped out. We just need one persist anyways. Yep. Next battle, we keep another hand without a 1-drop. Man, that seems like a mistake. So I have one of these Founding of the Third Paths in here, and what it lets you do is be really mana efficient on your turn 2, and it even lets you have some insurance on your turn 3. So 3 and 4, I should say. It's a really good card for this deck, but you're sort of doubling up on surveils and like discards and stuff like that, so keep that in mind. Alright, I actually missed what we put in the graveyard there, but we've got Gaze, Looting, and then Founding of the Third Path lets us mill 4. Super value. Alright, we go for the Looting play, because if we hit it, and we get a persist, you know, we win the game. Alright, I guess we get rid of both Conspiracy Unravelers and go the Ultimatum line from hand. We'll Gaze on their turn. And just look at all the gas this thing has. It's got Looting next turn too, so we keep going. Nothing. Alright, so now we can cast a card from our graveyard, but we don't have Persist in our graveyard either. So I guess we'll cast Looting for 1, and then we can also cast Tygam's Scheming, but we could hit Persist off of this, so we'll see. Of course we don't hit it. I mean, crazy. It's a 1500 player and he's floating blue mana, so even if we find it, it's like whatever. Yeah, he's sick of watching us dig. Uses one of his 28 counter spells. What a loser. Alright, so he countered that spell. He might counter this one as well. Nope. We hit the Persist. I say we just go for it. We'll try to draw a second one. Okay, so now he's got instant speed dig. Great. He's down to 1 blue mana. Back up to 2. Alright, we got the Scheming again. We're gonna play it. He might counter it. Nope. Well, we found second Persist. So we're going to immediately pass. We don't want him to get suspicious. Very sneaky. We need him to play a card. Oh, he's not going to have enough for 2 counterspells unless it's Spell Pierce.
Keep up the pace.
How popular is Spell Pierce in Historic? We go for it. Yeah, tons of cards. We go for the Scholar. So he loses the flip, otherwise he would have resurrected the guy himself. And that's got to be game, man. Ultimatum for Breach. Oh, all of our breaches are in the graveyard. What am I going to cast? Yeah, I guess Scholar's a good option there. And then either Persist or Unraveler again. Looks like he sees the writing on the wall. Right into the next battle, facing a top 500 guy. We mulligan. Now we've got a 1-drop and a 2-drop with some dudes. Yeah, it's not too bad. I guess we put back the Rejuvenation because Ultimatum is just better. We draw the Persist, so now we're hungry for a land. We don't find it. Ultimatum Trove. Sure. Can we top deck a land? We cannot. Wizards. Sweet deck. Alright, we're in trouble. We're in trouble. Yeah, we need the land right now. The gaze should get us there, though. Oh, we can't do the 2-drop lands. Pay 2 life, we're at 2 life. Oh, no. No worries. Easy game. We can actually grab Omniscience here because we've got a Scholar in hand. So, just something to think about. Alright, he hands back the Time Walk and the Breach. We'll grab the Slick Shot and the Conspiracy Unraveler. Alright, we Time Walk him. He's going to give us money, so we're going to take his Slick Shot. Scholar with Conspiracy Unraveler. Targeting... I mean, Ultimatum makes sense here. Yeah, we just get rid of all of our 2-drops. Ultimatum comes out. Rejuvenation. Omniscience, I guess Breach. And he's sick of watching it. Basically, we get all of our dudes out, we Time Walk him, and then we get big attacks in. Nothing he can do about it. Right into the next game, we took mulligans. Down to 5, but we found the... We kind of found the combo. Kind of want all of our cards here, and they're both 1-drops, so yeah, I think we're in a good spot. And just like that, combo unlocked. Just need a land. Alright, turn 2. The turn 2 on a multi-5. Breach in hand, so Omniscience is really good here. And he gave us Time Walk and Dudes, so that just means it's over. Next game, we've got Looting, Death, Trove, Ultimatum, combo unlocked. Wow, that Cloud mid-gear, such a good card. Look at that. Alright, we've got Expropriate, so Time Walk, and Breach. So we'll pick Time. He picks Money, so we're going to take a land. Okay. Into the next game, we've got Faithless Looting, Founding, Tygims. It's a lot of gas. Alright, he goes a Johnny's Welcome. We go Founding. Free cast, Tygims. Found 2 Persists. Alright, so plan is to keep 1 Persist because we get the mill next turn. So any other cards that are in our deck will just go in our graveyard that are on the top. So we get 1 off of this. And we got a Scholar. Milled a Scholar. Easy game. I guess we start with Death, because if he counterspells it and we have to cast Death later on, our health total might be too low. So when in doubt, yep, that makes sense. Main deck graveyard hate. Okay. It's time to rebuild. Taigum's scheming. Okay, well, I mean, we can take the detective and play the sire, so we'd have sire and detective. If we top deck something really good, like looting, gaze, or breach, or ultimatum, we could go off. Izzet's charm. Izzet's charm could go off. I don't think sire on its own is enough. Izzet's charm could do the trick. What are we doing here? No, there's no play here. Oh my god, I go for it. Yeah, with Goblin Bombardment, that's not enough. Well, he discarded 3, so that's pretty good. And he has the Ajani. He top decks the Ajani. Nice. Alright, next battle. We've got looting into founding scheming. I guess ditching the Hellraiser makes more sense. And keeping Ultimatum in hand makes sense too. I don't know. Yeah, going the play there was either discard Sire and Detective, or Ultimatum and Hellraiser. Alright, double cast my 2-drops. Everything goes. I guess we take the land. Okay, so what I'm thinking here is I can hard cast Hellraiser. I think I decide it's not enough cards in the graveyard right now, so we go the looting line. You need 9 cards for Hellraiser to work. Well, I guess we'll mill 4 more. But even then, it's only like a 30-40% chance for it to hit what we need it to. There's a Scholar, that's big. So is Gaze just better here? Or I should say scheming. Scheming was probably the play. Alright, so they play out some dudes. We can replay any one of these cards. We are not going to. Instead, reanimating Scholar targeting Ultimatum. Alright, he gives us back Time Walk and Breach. Breach hits a Scholar. Guess we Ultimatum again here. Guess we grab Persist, but this works too. Alright, he gives us Rejuvenation and Unraveler, so that's, yeah, it's just game. No more choices. Why didn't Verdant Rejuvenation hit? Very odd. Okay. So I can cast Hellraiser here by exiling all the cards in my graveyard. Yeah, just like this. And then it'll guarantee the cast on the card that I want it to be. Or at least a cross section of cards that I want them to be. Alright, we play Rejuvenation again, and it whiffs because I guess all of our dudes are in our graveyard already. Weird. Anyways, next game we've got 3 land, a 1-drop, 2 2-drops. So I opt for my Hellraiser hardcast play, but it looks like not going to be needed. Oh no. Yeah, I forgot about the requirement for Hellraiser. So I'm trying to be like, oh shoot, I'll have 3 mana, I can just cast Hellraiser. I don't want cards in my graveyard. But turns out you need 9 cards in your graveyard for that to work. So I goofed up a little bit here. And we're gonna have some planning to do to make up for that. Yeah, now I'm realizing my mistake. I'm like, oh no. No, what did I do? So we've got the life and death. We've got the Hellraiser. Can we luck into a win here? We find Breach. Insane. We find 2 scholars. We can double Breach off of this. Yeah, we'll just grab his dudes. Ultimatum. We will take Expropriate, Scholar, and Breach. So he gives us Scholar and Time Walk. So Scholar can target Rejuvenation or Ultimatum. Yep, Time Walk with that many dudes in play. Yeah, it ain't happening. Alright, into the next battle. We have to mulligan. Now we're looking at no 1-drop. Probably another mulligan here. Too slow. Oh no. Oh no. Alright, they're on the play and we don't have a 1-drop. And they're blue. Oh my god. Top 500 player playing artifacts. Must be good. Alright, so I guess we Taigum's scheming. We find Porsche shit. Maybe we keep Gaze here. So now we can Gaze into Persist next turn if we find it. Otherwise, we have to Izzet's Charm to draw a discard in addition to that. I'm not sure how much time we have, though. Alright, we get the gaze, play the gaze. We find Conspiracy Unraveler. So we could Conspiracy Unraveler into... He's floating a blue. Conspiracy Unraveler into play Scholar from hand into Expropriate. So we start with Death, because if he's got the counterspell, Death is going to be not usable next turn. Alright. Scholar's a hit. Okay, so I sort of panic. I don't do everything exactly in the order I want to. Time Walk. I'll take your dude. Give it to me. Alright, my turn. We've got Conspiracy Unraveler. I've got Rejuvenation. We got a dig. Is it just better to dig 3 though? We kind of want to cast Rejuvenation. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Yeah, 7. Yeah, we're going to be able to cast off of this because we've already got 7. This will bring us to 9 in our graveyard. We just need the 1 more. In case I miscounted, we'll take both. The guy takes forever in the first 3 turns, and then it's our turn to play. He's rushing us. Boom! Get wrecked. 2 beers. Get shit on. Alright, sorry about that. I'm back. What did I miss? So he discards down to nothing with Sire. He's got 3 attackers taking his sweet time, so I give him a your go. Right back at you, buddy. Yeah, I don't know what he's doing. He's wasting time. There's nothing in his deck that changes anything here. Top 500 player in denial. All right, we got him. Into the next battle, we've got Faithless Looting, Otherworldly Gaze, Life and Death. We'll find it. There's no red mana, so we really are looking hard for red mana right now. No. Show me red mana. God dang it. Well, we've got the Unraveler and Ultimatum in hand with Life and Death, so yeah, I guess we don't even need looting. So we cast Omniscience, Ultimatum. Yeah, I guess Sire first, right? We'll let him know what he's up against. He packs it in. Top 1000 Mythic. We did it, boys. Alright, next battle. We've got looting into... Yeah, I guess just ditching some cards. Keeping Ultimatum in hand is fine because it's less overall mana. That's not true, actually. It just has more mana symbols, and I'm not great at counting. It's still 7. Okay, Ultimatum in hand. I guess we Founding Izzet Charm here. So we're pretty vulnerable right now because we only have Death in hand. If he would have pushed damage there, he probably could have locked us out of Persist. It's okay though because we actually top decked Persist. We're gonna go ahead and Death it just in case he's got a counterspell. Wizards should not run counterspell in my opinion, but Spell Pierce apparently is in style. So we've got to go one more turn. He should be able to push 15 damage with this board, right? Reckless Charge. Wizard's Lightning. He needs to give the Arcanist the buff there, right? The Arcanist needs to be 3 power so he can cast Wizard's Lightning. Yeah, that was a mistake. And now we can use Founding to cast Persist from our graveyard for free. Ultimatum, Omniscience, Expropriate, either Breach or Scholar. Well, that's the clip, guys, and you know me, I love combo decks and I love Reanimator playstyles. Finding this deck in Historic with the newly on-banned Faithless Looting and the newly gifted to us Death cards just make this deck super fun to play, and it absolutely crushes the ladder. That's all I've got for you guys today. Thanks for watching.